This exercise video is presented by Active Health Services for LifeMark Seniors Wellness. Please note that you should always consult with your physician prior to following this video or any exercise program. The video does not replace, nor should you interpret it as medical advice. Do not proceed with any exercises that are beyond your fitness or ability level. And for safety reasons, we highly recommend that you have someone in your presence while you participate in our online videos. If you experience any pain or discomfort at any point during these exercises, please stop and never ignore or delay seeking medical attention if pain or discomfort persists. As with any exercise program, there are risks in participating. Participation in LifeMark Seniors Wellness exercise class is done so at one's own risk, understanding that no medical assessment or supervision is provided to determine suitability for the program. LifeMark Seniors Wellness is not responsible or liable for any harm, loss, medical problems, or other consequences you may suffer resulting from the use of this video or the reliance on the information provided to you in this video. By choosing to proceed with this video, you are acknowledging that you understand the terms on which we are providing the video and you agree to those terms. And if for any reason you are not comfortable with these terms or you do not fully understand them, we kindly ask that you do not proceed with the exercise at this time. So, chair handy. If you need that for balance, on the balls of your feet, you're just going to roll. Yeah, that's the ticket. Just lifting your heels, basically. Your heart lifted, your back flat. It's going to take 3 deep breaths here. Okay, nice deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. And again, inhale. Exhale through your mouth. One more time. Inhale through your nose. Out through your mouth. Perfect. Now, continue breathing. I'd like you to breathe from your belly or diaphragm. That's my preferred method for you, for me, for everybody. Excellent. Your head. Turn your head to your left. Just a quick glance in behind. Bring your eyes back in line with your head, and then your head back to center. Don't rush any of these movements. It's all to get you warmed up, get fluid in your joints. Okay? Over to your right hand side. And again, a quick glance in behind. Bring your eyes back in line with your head, and bring your head back to center. Fantastic. 2 more. Chin to chest. Keep your heart lifted. Lift your chin. Excellent. 1 more. Just an easy stretch on your neck. Look up. Excellent. Bring your eyes back in line with your head back to center. Perfect. Fantastic. And we're just going to do some nice easy shoulder rolls here. Not too many, just enough to get rolling. And again, small to medium circles. We're not going for big circles yet. We'll go bigger later. Excellent. Change direction. Again, stay about the same size. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Fantastic. And bring your shoulders down to a rest. Shake that out if you need to. We do shoulder shrugs. Okay, so opposite sides. Start with one side, down, and then the other side. Excellent. You work at your own pace. You don't need to meet any numbers that I say here. Just listen to your body. And we'll tell you what it likes and what it doesn't like. Go for the no pain thing. Anytime you feel pain, just stop and when we catch up, just join back in. All right? Excellent. Perfect. Just give your shoulders another shake here. Watch what's around you. stay with your march, or the rolling march. Bring your arms up. Fingers, just wiggle your fingers out there. Excellent. Roll your wrists. Doesn't matter which way. Perfect. And you're going to change direction. Roll them the other way. Fantastic. We're going to extend this a little bit more here. So bring your fingers out again. Fingertips up. And you're just going to do some small circles here. That's the ticket. Breathe. Shoulders are going to start warming up. That's a good thing. If there's any pain, just bring your arms down, okay? And come back to center. We're going to change direction. Keep your fingers up as best you can. Breathe. Fantastic. 3 more. 2. And 1. And straighten your fingers out. And just bring your arms down. Fantastic. Shake that out. That was a good one. Just going to lift your feet up a little bit. So just shift side to side. I'm going to bend your elbows here too. So basically just a little toe tap, side to side. Excellent. Breathe. Your heart lifted, your back flat. Perfect. Hip twist, you can do a hip twist in. Excellent. Hip twist out. Fantastic. And back to that toe tap straight down again. Perfect. I'm just going to do some kicks here. Up to the front. Just going to turn sideways so I can see my chair sideways. All right. So back to our march. And picking your feet up off the floor a little bit. Arms for balance, or get them going anyways. We're going to do a little kick out to the front. Kick. Not going far. If you need to hold on for balance, do that. Keep your heart lifted, back flat. Excellent. And back to our march again. Again, we're still kind of picking up that pace, but not too fast here. Okay. We're going to do some knee ups, but I want you to bring your hands down low. Okay, really low. Actually, just up above your knees. We're just going to bring your knees up. Find where that is. Now, if you've been up and about already today, you're more than welcome to bring your knees way up. We're just kind of building up here a little bit. Excellent. Perfect. Bring your arms back down by your side. And you're going to change your knees. You're going to do lifts. Yep. So just bring your heel up towards your hips and push back. Just a little bit here. Breathe. Heart's lifted. Fantastic. Let's go for 3 more. And 2. And 1. Back to a march again. Excellent. All right. We're going to change again. Pick a leg, heel toe. You can move your hips. The idea is just going heel to toe on that foot, though, is the big thing. Okay. Opposite arm, bicep curl. And bring your arm up, flex, and release your hand and your arm. Up, flex, back down. That's the ticket. Breathe. It doesn't have to look pretty, just functional. Yeah. You should feel this bicep as you flex. And also you'll feel it in your forearms and fist. Excellent. 2 more. Excellent. Last one. Flex and down. Change sides. Other foot. Heel toe. Opposite arm. Bring up. Flex and release. And flex. Excellent. And breathe. Make sure you're pulling from your belly as you breathe. Your diaphragm. Flex, release. Flex, release. 2 more. And 1 more. Excellent. And shake that out. And come back to our march again. Oh, if you're thirsty, please take a drink. Anytime you're thirsty, please take a drink. Keep your water handy, just not in your little circle, or you know what I mean. All right, let's go with forward toe tap. And again, if you need to hold the chair for balance, do that. You don't have to go far with that toe tap. You know, sometimes it's hard to see me, so it's better if I go a little bit farther. And you can jump in here too if you like. Totally up to you. Excellent. Perfect. So you're going to keep your hands staying forward, okay? Bring your toes out to the side. Hands forward, toes to the side. Don't have to go far. Keep those movements tighter into your body, and you'll find it a little bit easier to do. Watch your chair. Excellent. Heart lifted. You absolutely have this. So you're going to keep your hands still to the front. You bring your toes to the back. So you're pushing yourself up. And you can go back further. It just depends how you feel today, what your mobility is like, right? Bring your feet back to the sides again. Fantastic. And one more time to the front. Toes to the front. Hands still the same. Excellent. Fantastic. And back to our march. Nice work. I think we should go for your feet apart. Now if you're behind your chair, that's okay. You can do that. You got something to hold on to. So a little toe tap as you sway from side to side here. Or if that's too much, just side to side's good. All right? So the side that would be tapping or is tapping, that's the arm that's going to come up. Side jack. Don't bring your arm up any higher than your shoulder. So a shoulder or below. Excellent. Perfect. Breathe. Keep your heart lifted. Excellent. Bring your arms down. Stay with this movement. Bring them up on your hips. Make sure that chair isn't in your way. Really quite awkward, rather. All right. So just nice, easy shoulder shrugs. Breathe. Fantastic. 3 more. And 2 more. 1 more. Excellent. Bring your shoulders down. Shake your arms out. Bring your feet back together. So just do this little toe tap thing. Excellent. Arms cross in the front and out. There we go. Perfect. Keep your heart lifted. I'm just going to bring a crossover in the back. So instead of crossing in the front, into the back. Breathe. Don't hold your breath. Excellent. Cross back in the front again. Perfect. I find this is easier if you keep your arms fairly straight. Keep those movements tight and in, close to you. Excellent. Back to our march again. All right. Let's move up our little bit. We'll do some knee lifts. So again, chair for balance. Take a sip when you're ready. Work at your own pace. All right. And we're going to do some knee lifts. So when we started, we're down here. You can bring them up a little higher if you can, or if you feel like it. Otherwise, down here is good. All right. As long as you're moving, that's my goal. Knees up. Breathe. Fantastic. Heart lifted. Excellent. So keep your knees forward like you're doing. And you're going to just rotate the top of your body just a little bit. So opposite hand to opposite knee. Excellent. Bring your knees up to your hands, wherever your hands are. Perfect. Bring your arms out front again. Meet your knees. Fantastic. We're going to change. Hands are going to go down, push back. And knees are going to change to hamstring curls. Excellent. Breathe. Feed those muscles in through your nose and out through your mouth. Pulling from your belly. Fantastic. And back to our march again. Nice work. Get your arms moving. Let's take it. Let's do some punchy stuff. Okay. Let's bring your arms just out away from you a little bit. Just gonna roll those fists. Stay with your march here. Just a nice slow fist revolving here. Okay. Change direction. Again, same speed. Breathe. Excellent. Rotate the other way again. This time you're going to bring your fist up a little bit higher, away from your face. Excellent. Reverse direction. Fantastic. And bring those arms down. Stay with your fists. Okay. And change your legs. So forward, backward. And again, if you need to hold on to something, do that. If you need to sit down, do that. Just do the upper body things. Try and keep your feet going a little bit. Fists up. Whatever leg is leading, that's the hand that's going to punch first. Okay? So count you in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Punch, punch, hook, and up. Punch, punch, hook, up. Punch, punch, hook, up. That's it. Find a little target that'll work for you. Punch, punch, hook, up. Punch. That's the ticket. Breathe. Hook and up. Punch, punch, hook, Keep a little bend in your arms as you extend them out in front. I'll make sure you keep that arm not quite straightened out. Punch, punch, hook, up. One more. Punch, punch, hook. Fantastic. Fists up. Change leading legs. All right. The other leg's out front this time, which means the other arm's going to punch first. Count you in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Punch, punch, hook, and up. Punch, punch, hook, up. Punch, punch, hook. Excellent. Breathe. Nice. Perfect. Punch, punch, hook, up. Punch, punch, hook, up. Excellent. 2 more. So punch, punch, hook. Last one. Punch, punch, hook, up. Fantastic. All right. Fists. Just going to wiggle your fingers here. Come back up to a march. Excellent. Keep your hands out front here. Just going to wiggle them. Perfect. Make fists. I'm just going to flex. That's the ticket. It's just like a sideways flex. We're going to do a couple other ones here. Stay with your march. Bring your fists up. Let's see, get this here. Something like this. So it's like a wrist curl. Excellent. Perfect. Your hands out front. Rotate them all the way around. So your hands are facing down. And the same thing. Be gentle. Wrist curl. Fantastic. Excellent. Let your fingers go. Again, just wiggle your fingers. Arms down, just going to shake them out. Let's do a few more here. We're going to do out to the front corners. Bring your heels out. So if you're behind your chair, you'd be kicking out the sides of your chair, if that's what you were doing. Okay. Arms. One more time. Reach down, you can pull up. Excellent. Keep your heart lifted and your back flat. Again, you're working at your own pace. So if you're running at what I'm doing, that's fine. You can go a bit slower if you like. Just listen to your body. Nothing should hurt. I mean, pain hurt. It can be uncomfortable, just not pain hurt. Nice deep belly breaths. Fantastic. Bring your arms down. Keep your feet out. And you're going to point to the side that comes out. Excellent. Perfect. Back to a march again. Add your arms. Nice. So this little march we've got, we're just going to speed it up a little bit, okay? And you work at your own pace. If you need to hold on, you do what you need to do, okay? All right. We're just going to go a little bit faster. Like you're running for the bus. Or you're trying out for a major football league. That could be too. Breathe. Fantastic. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. And back to our regular march. Nice work. Fantastic. Shake that out. I'm going to start slowing down a little bit. All right. So change from your march. You're going to do the rolling march. Your feet are planted. Bring your arms up front. And rotate your wrists. Perfect. The other way. Fantastic. Extend those arms, reach, grab, and pull. Reach, grab, pull. Reach, grab, and pull. One more. Reach, grab, pull. Fantastic. Slow your arms down. Shake that out. Hands. Bring them out and up. Face up. Fingertips together. Bring them to your shoulder. Excellent. Out. And back. Out one more time. Back. Elbows together. And open. Just a few here. And open. Breathe. Exhale. Inhale, open. One more. Exhale. Inhale, open. Your arms out and down. Shake that out again. Perfect. I'm going to change our feet, just nice and easy. Toe tap or shifting side to side. Opposite arms. Excellent. You can bring those arms or your fists right up to your shoulders. So lots of bending in your elbow. Again, what your body allows, right? Excellent. Hip twist out. Open up your hips a little bit. Keep your heart lifted. Your back flat. Hip twist in. Excellent. Fantastic. And back to our rolling march again. Stay with that. One more time. Bring your arms up. Just wiggle your fingers out to the side again. Perfect. Bring your fingertips up. Roll your hands forward. And roll your hands back. Forward. And back. One more time. Forward. And back. Fantastic. Bring your fingers up. Just wiggle them again. Lower them down. Shake that out. All right. So from here, take a sip of water. Grab your band. Just try and keep your feet moving for a little bit here. We're going to have a seat. We're going to do some band exercises. So have a sip of water. Keep it handy. Let's start with, we'll start with legs and work our way up, okay? Just grab the ends of your band, put your foot in that stirrup, elbows tucked in to your sides, all right? Hands at 90 degrees, lift your heart, and your back is flat. You're gonna bring that leg up. I'm just gonna turn a little bit here. Leg up and out, back and down, okay? You jump in. I'm going to do about 10 of them here, so you can jump in or out, whatever you need to, as we go along. Breathe. Excellent. 6. And out. Back. 5. Out. Back. 4. If you don't have bands, you're just holding onto your leg. 3, up, out. Let's slow this down a little bit. 2, get a little carried away, eh? And last one. Fantastic. Bring your arms down. And the other leg. Keep your heart lifted, your back flat. All right. Again, pull up on those reins. Pull your elbows in tight to your body. Lift your leg up and out. Back and down. Again, I'm going to do 10 here, so you pick a number. Your number. Excellent. 8. Try and keep your back flat. It's easier said than done, that's for sure. 6. 5. 4. Getting there. 3. 2. Last one. Fantastic. And just release that off of there. Okay, so that was hip flexors, among other things. Core is working too. Just bring your feet together and your knees together. Take that band, lay it across your legs. We're staying with legs, but we're going to move our way up. Okay? Take that, just cross it underneath, and grab the tails. Okay? And again, you can make this as hard or as easy as you like. I kind of recommend you find the perfect spot. Not too hard, not too easy, kind of in the middle way, the middle road, however you want to say that. The Goldilocks position, I've heard it called. Anyways, bring your knees apart and slowly bring them back together again. Okay? Keep your heart lifted, your back flat. Breathe. Excellent. Fantastic. Two more. I don't know what I was doing here, probably about 10. 8 maybe. Excellent. Take those bands, just drop them down. Move up a little bit higher here. So let's go with, bring that around your back, underneath your arms. We already did the first part of the this punching one, so this will be the second part. So keep your hips and your shoulders, your whole torso facing forward, and you're going to punch across your body or reach across. I say punch because you got a fist, you're kind of holding on to that strap or the band. If you find this too hard, you think you can't do your chosen number, just loosen up the band a little bit. And if you find it really easy, I say kind of tighten up that band a little bit, a little more tension. Your call here. Either way, breathe, lift your heart, and just kind of roll with it. Excellent. 3 more. 2. And 1. Perfect. Fantastic. Let's take that. Yeah, bring it. We're going to bring it up front here, or out front rather. Elbows up, and band in front. Keep those elbows bent. You're just going to bring them apart and back together. Okay? Your heart lifted. Excellent. Breathe. If you exhale when your fists come apart, it kind of helps you a little bit. Try and keep these movements smooth as you spread your arms apart and bring them back together. Excellent. Nice. 4, 3, 2, last one. Fantastic. Bring those hands together. So let your shoulders kind of reset there. Take a breath. Take a sip of water too. That's good. Let's go with, take that band and just set it behind you. That's good for that for now. Time is fleeting. So in your chair, I'm just going to do some cheek walks. So you're going to walk yourself to the front. You want to make sure that your hand can clear your glute muscle and the chair. So lift them up. This is opening up the side of your ribs, getting those muscles working. Actually, you can kind of feel them too. Actually, when you walk along, you can feel them working. Excellent. So I'm walking to the back of the chair, walking back to the chair, and walking to the front of the chair. Excellent. I'm going to get you to make your way to the front of the chair and just stay there. Get your feet flat on the floor. And again, you can lift your heart. Hinging from your hips. We're going to do a crunch, or a seated crunch they call it. Your arms up. Exhale as you go forward. Keep your elbows up and inhale back. Touch your shoulders and then forward again. Trying your best to keep your back flat. Exhale forward. Perfect. Exhale forward. Four more. Inhale back. 3. And 2. Last one. Come back. Just touch your back against the chair. Come up a little bit and hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Fantastic. Drop your arms down. Just shake that out a little bit. Perfect. Let's do a little seated chop. So it's a little bit of a twist. Be gentle. Listen to your body. Okay. Sit all the way back in your chair, like right against the back. Your feet are flat on the floor. Okay. Grab your axe, your imaginary axe. I'm going to chop across. Okay. Up. Chop down. Excellent. So as you chop down, exhale through your mouth. Exhale down. Perfect. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. Change your hands. Let your shoulders kind of reset. Adjust for your back, right? You don't want to go too deep or too hard. Adjust for you. And again, other side. You chop across. Exhale as you chop. Inhale back. Excellent. Perfect. 6 more. 5, 4, excellent, 3, 2, last one, chop, fantastic, excellent, perfect. Shake your hands out, wiggle your fingers, body. We're going to work on some balance things. So I'd kind of like you to stand up beside or behind your chair. Okay. Have it handy for balance. All right. You can start holding if you like, whatever's good for you. Inside leg's going to be your weight-bearing leg. Outside leg's going to do some work here. So like you're riding a bicycle, I'll just turn sideways a bit so you can see. So you're just going to raise, that's the ticket. So the big movements are kind of handy. If you can add an arm with that. You can go crazy and add 2 arms, depends on your balance, how you feel. Lift your heart. Breathe. Perfect. 3 more. 2, 1. I'm going to change direction. Arms, one leg back. That's the ticket. Kind of like you're attached to that leg. Fantastic. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Bring those arms down. Shake them out. Legs 2. Behind your chair. Again, I'm going to stay sideways here so you can see. Let's go with, they call it first position. Okay, so it's like your heels are together and your feet are apart. It's nice and easy. You've got your chair for balance. It's going to come up on your toes. Excellent. Hold it. Use the chair for balance. If you're using the chair for balance, just test yourself for a second or 2. Build up those muscles in your ankles. Slowly lower yourself back down. Excellent. I'm going to get you to do a squat here too, so just nice and easy. Don't go far. Okay. Back out and back up again. Open your toes. Slowly lower back down. Again into our squat. Nice and easy. Back up again. Nice deep breath in. Exhale. Slowly lower back down. I'm going to stop right there. Excellent. Come to the other side of your chair. Weight-bearing legs beside your chair. Start holding if you like. It's all good. The outside leg is going to do the pedaling or bicycling. You can add your arms in there too if you like. Breathe. Keep your heart lifted. Excellent. 3, 2, 1. Reverse. Excellent. I'll turn a little bit. Keep going. You're doing fine. Excellent. So again, 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. Set that leg down. Shake that out. Nice work. Back behind your chair again. Okay. Let's do 5 quick pop-ups up on your toes. Your heart lifted. You can hang on to that chair if you like. When you get to 5, just stop. Excellent. Perfect. Let's go with, I'm going to stay on this side for a minute. So put one weight-bearing leg beside your chair. Hold onto your chair. Outside leg, you're going to bring it in front. And you're going to put it right heel to toe. Okay? Hold onto your chair. I'm just going to change my direction here a little bit. So heel to toe. You want to be balanced between the front and the back foot. Lift your heart. Okay. So what that looks like for you. All in line. Perfect. Breathe. Now, if you can let go here, perfect. And you want to be halfway between the front and the back, right? So you don't want to be too far forward or too far back. You want to be kind of right in the middle. Hold on. It's harder than it looks. Keep your heart lifted. Breathe. Fantastic. So if you're not having a problem with this, if you find this, oh Derek, that is so easy, I'll get you to bring your arms out. All right. Not so hard. Perfect. Look to one side. Be gentle. Be careful because it changes your whole perception. Anyways, back to center. And then the other side too. Excellent. Back to center again. Just lower your arms down. Nice work. Fantastic. Bring your feet apart. And again, just shake that out. Back behind your chair again. You're doing fantastic. Feet a little wider this time. Right? So we're actually going to go into a squat. So come up on your toes again. And this time you're going to come down and definitely into your squat. Make sure your knees are behind your toes. So you have to kind of push your hips out a little bit. Back up. Up on your toes. Back down. Knees behind your toes. Excellent. Back up again. Making you work for these, eh? Back down, nice and easy. Knees behind your toes. One more. Back up. On your toes. Back down, nice and easy. Hips back, knees behind your toes. Fantastic. Back up. No toes this time. Come around to the other side of your chair, or whatever you're using for balance. We're going to do the same thing here. So, weight-bearing leg is your standing leg. The other leg, outside leg, is going to come out to the front and touch your toe. So those 2 feet are in line. Get your weight between the 2 feet. So you're halfway in between. What would that look like? Something to this effect. Whoa. So you're not too far back and you're not too far forward. 2, 3, 4. Anyways, you get the idea. Legs in line. Lift your heart. Just relax your shoulders, your jaw. Breathe. Get yourself in between. Try and hold this. And again, what you did on the other side, you can do again here. It's totally up to you. However you feel today. My balance kind of just went on me there. It happens. It happens. It's all good. And it changes every day. Today you can do balance. Tomorrow, maybe not. It's all good. Just keep working on it. Keep playing with it. Excellent. Excellent. Bring that foot out back and to your side again. Excellent. Alrighty, let's go with some stretches. And we're going to go behind the chair. I think that would be a good place to start. And actually, you know what? Take a seat. Have a sip of water. Come to the front of your chair. All right. Feet flat on the floor to start. Lift your heart. Straighten out one of your legs. Hands stacked on the bent knee or the bent thigh of that leg. Okay. We're going to bring the toe up towards your knee. Keep your heart lifted and your back flat. Okay. If you don't feel a stretch in this leg, this straight leg, just tilt yourself forward, but keep your back flat. So you're hinging from your hip. Okay. I know some people are very flexible and they have no problem going forward. I encourage that. You want to find where your edge is, right? Your Goldilocks position. All right, and breathe. We want 3 breaths here. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Excellent. Perfect. Bring yourself back up. That leg, either grab it in behind or at the shin, not at the knee, shin, or back of your leg, whatever works for you. Hug it in towards you. You don't need to move this foot. Just let it hang. But as you're pulling in towards you, make sure you can feel those the muscles in your ribs kind of popping out to help you. Excellent. Breathe. Again, 3 breaths here. Excellent. That leg, you want to try and either bring it across the top or across the ankles or at your feet. Today I'm going with the foot one. So again, lift your heart. Back is flat. You can be tilted forward and still have a flat back. It doesn't matter. Excellent. If this gets too uncomfortable or too much, you know what to do. Just come out of it for a second or two. 3 breaths. Excellent. Bring your feet apart. Excellent. The other leg, you're going to straighten it out. Bring your toe up toward the knee. You're going to flex the thigh of this straight leg. Hands on your knee. Lift your heart, tilt forward from your hips. Okay. Nice even breaths. Two more. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Excellent. Perfect. Release that leg. And again, whatever you did on this side, you're going to match on this side. So you do what you need to do. Find that spot. Hug that knee in towards you as best you can. Breathe. This also kind of helps being able to stretch that glute muscle, being able to tie your shoe, resting it on somewhere, or a shelf, or I don't know, whatever you got handy. Give you a little more hip flexibility. Excellent. This leg you're going to bring it back down, and whatever you did on the other side, whether you're crossed high or medium or low, do the same thing here. Again, 3 breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Fantastic. Excellent. Bring your feet again, bring them apart. One last time to get you to stand up. A lot of sitting and standing, I know. Beside your chair, feet together-ish. Your inside leg, you're going to bring it back and beside. So back and around, right? Excellent. Get your balance. Let go once you get it. Kind of an optical illusion. I can see myself on that screen and I'm looking like I'm leaning way over. I'm really not. But for fun, let's see how this goes. It's like magic, eh? Excellent. Breathe. Getting a little You should feel that in that hip that's the closest to the chair, that big stretch in that hip flexor. It's actually a band that goes through your leg down to the heel. That's what we're stretching. Excellent. Put your hand on your chair and bring that outside leg and bring it back around. Excellent. Shake that out. Come in behind your chair. So step one leg back, right? Normally you straighten it right out. This time I'm going to get you to start with it bending. You want to put it back far enough that you can keep your heel on the floor. Yeah, heel on the floor. And you're trying to find a spot where you feel it in the front of your leg. Okay? You feel a gentle stretch. Find where that bend is and where that works for you. Front knee over the ankle. Kind of hoping you can find that stretch or that muscle. Breathe. Looks like I'm going somewhere, eh? Excellent. Straighten that front leg, take a step. And we're going to do the other side, okay? So just step that foot back, plant the heel, bend your knee. This front knee should be over the ankle somewhat. Excellent. Back leg is bent a little bit, but your heel is still on the floor. Excellent. One more deep breath. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Fantastic. Straighten that front leg, come forward. We're getting close to the end here. So, feet together. Excellent. Chair for balance. Hang on to that chair. Inside leg. Bring it back and beside. Be gentle. Find where that works for you. Excellent. And again, in that back leg, that leg that's tucked in behind, you're going to feel it in your hip and your hip flexor. Just know it's your iliotibial band that you're stretching. And does that really matter? No. As long as it feels good, that's all right. Perfect. Nice deep breath here. One more time. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Fantastic. Hand back on the chair. And again, that leg is going to go back to where it came from. Perfect. Shake that out if you need to. So just behind your chair or beside your chair, depending on your balance, bring those feet apart. Okay. Feet are parallel to each other. Gentle squat. Again, just make sure your knees are behind your toes. Cross your arms. Inhale up. Nice deep breath in. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale up. Arms down. Perfect. Fantastic. Nice work. Keep it up.